Everybody quiet, please. Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet.
Terry Naylor, interview, part 3. I'm Jimmy Flint, Wapping Assassin, TV. In this final episode, Terry talks about the aggro back in the 70s. Paul Gascoigne, the player, the man. Terry's time at Charlton. The future of Tottenham and the new stadium. There's a funny story here about when you played Newcastle. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, we played at St James's Park, Jim, yeah, and it was a wet afternoon, and Elfie Conn was on one of his going days. Right. So they had a full team out, everything was free. Anyway, playing away, and they're putting the pressure on us. We're breaking and scoring. I think Elfie got hat-trick, Elfie Conn.
Yeah, okay.
So as we're breaking us, all of a sudden I went, come on, let's keep doing the old sponge trick. Scored again, 4-1. Come on, the old sponge trick. Anyway, we done them 5-1, I think it was, or 5-2. And we're walking off the field, and John Tudor, who plays up front with McDonald, he went, Terry, he said, what's all that about? I heard you keep saying the old sponge trick. I said, you soak it up and then rinse it out. And that's what we was doing.
Yeah, cool. He never knew that.
No.
But he got it.
Well, he got it. You had
He
to
got it in
explain
the
it.
end.
Northerners are a little bit slower, aren't
Yeah,
they?
of course. Yeah. Yeah, Terry, tell us about how the game differs from now back to then, like heavier balls, pitching, diving.
All the facilities are better now, Jim. If you go from what you're actually playing, the boots are like carpet slippers now.
Yeah, yeah.
The ball is not even leather,
No.
and it moves about in the air. The boots you're wearing are fantastic, as I say. Billiard tables you got for football
Yeah,
pitches.
yeah.
How can you go wrong?
Can't, can you?
know,
Yeah.
It's a doddle, isn't it? It's an absolute doddle.
And
We
they-
played with mud coming out of our
I know you
necks.
did. I remember you playing. I remember. But tell me, you know, when some of these players, you can't tackle them. They just, if you hit them, they fall down. It's a free kick.
Yeah.
Is that what? So it's very hard.
I'll tell you what I think that the reason for that is, Jim. I don't think people now know how to tackle. I really
I
don't.
think they lost it. Yeah.
My way of tackling, and I was one of the strongest at that at Tottenham, take the ball first always, and you just follow through.
Yeah.
Not many referees are going to do you for that. I mean, I could have still got sent off, of course you could. But you take that ball first and follow through.
Yeah.
It depends. If you're home or away, the home fans wouldn't bat an eyelid. The away crowds go, ooh,
Yeah,
like,
cool.
what has he
Yeah,
done?
yeah, yeah.
But I'll just show I took the ball.
No, you've gone for the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've not took his leg. You've gone
Yeah.
for the ball.
It's all this back passing now. I don't think the game's in anywhere near as good a position. Can you imagine any international team competing with that Brazil 70 team? now?
Never in a million years.
And we're going back, what, 49 years?
Yeah,
49
50 years nearly,
50
yeah.
years nearly.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And
No,
so we've gone backwards, haven't we?
gone backwards.
Even
yeah.
the kick-off now, they pass back. Work that one out.
I know. I've seen it. It's terrible.
That's a new rule, isn't it?
Ludicrous.
Yeah, Terry, was there any aggro or any fisticuffs on the pitch at any time?
Yeah, a couple of occasions, Jim. We used to say, at the time you take the piss out of people because it just, you want to get to their head. That's what
Yeah.
you want to do.
Mess them up.
And we played Leicester once at Tottenham, and we're winning 1-0, 2-0. About 8 minutes to go. Lenny Glover playing on the left wing for Leicester. They had a flash team, a lot of flash players.
Yeah.
Good luck with them, I don't
Yeah.
care that. Anyway, he went to Stevie Hill. He shouted out, "Hey, Stevie, this cunt," he said, "he's giving me a lot of stick over here." So Stevie Hill's gone, "Don't stand for it, Len. Like, give him some back." I went, "Fucking hell." I said, "When did you come on?" He said, "I've been on since the kick-off." Now, that's my way of saying you mug, you
Yeah,
know
of
what I
course,
mean?
yeah, definitely.
So he didn't have to say it, I've done him that way.
Yeah.
Leave it to their own. But what a mug to
Yeah,
say.
of course. Terrible.
How long you been on?
And we got another game where
Against
we
Burnley?
was 1 down against Burnley and they had a man sent off. So we pulled the pressure on, and we ended up like
Yeah.
winning. We're 2-1 up now.
Yeah.
And there's about sort of 3 or 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
We got a corner. So they've left one man up front. I can't think of his first. His second name was Fletcher. They had Ray Hankin and this Fletcher up front. And he turned around at me, this Fletcher, he went, and I went, bang. As soon as he'd done that was it. You put your hands on someone, I went, and as I've done it,
Did they see you? Did they see
it's
you?
like, no, it's a corner, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's
everyone's
outside.
watching
No
the
one's
corner.
watching you.
We're at the thing, we're on the halfway line.
You've done it. Boom.
So he's just gone out like over like fucking log. Boom.
Yeah.
All of a sudden the
VAR.
ball's come up, everyone's screaming, what's happened? Anyway, referee's blown the whistle. He's come up to me, he went, Mr. Naylor, he said, I've got to book you. I said, book me for what? He said, look, I haven't seen anything, and nor has the linesman. But look at that poor sod. He said, oh, when he's getting you at it, ref, don't fall for the old free card. He went, no, I've got to book you, right?
Okay.
I'll book you. I went, all right. Anyway, whistle goes, full time. So he walks up to me, Fletcher, he went, I'll see you at Burnley. I went, no, I'll see you down the tunnel.
Yeah.
No, I'll see you at Burnley.
He means he played football against you,
Yeah.
not to fight you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he bottled it basically,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
I'll have you in.
A Sunderland story, the banter.
Oh, yeah, the Sunderland story, yeah, Jim. We went up to Sunderland and got off the coach to go into the ground, and there's a couple of supporters. Terry, can you help us out? We got no tickets. I went, John, I said, let them help you. I said, go and help him with a skip. We called it a skip, where all the boots are and that. So the two of them went on there. So I walked in with them, bang, and gone to the dressing room, put them down there. And now the wheels their horse. So I went, go on, boys, away you go. And they was in. And that was it. Bang.
Lovely. So
But,
you
yeah,
got a treat, yeah.
Yeah, because we're all one. They're coming to
Yeah.
watch us again, Jim.
Yeah, no, I understand, yeah. It's-
Supporters are the greatest thing in the world, mate.
Yeah.
Without them, you got nothing. They get behind us all the time,
Yeah.
all the time.
Steve, the football violence
Yeah.
with the West Ham and different people, and you said Ronnie Parrish.
Yeah, well, back in the day, Ronnie Parrish, everyone had like a leader.
Yeah.
So Ronnie Parrish was the boy, almost a man. I was almost a boy. He was almost that would actually. He'd have a core of boys and men that would actually want to take over. Let's say it was like Ivory back in the day, the North Bank. Yeah. And the idea was to get in there and basically take it over whatever way you could, and then lift your scarves up, and you've taken. But they would come over to Tottenham and take the Park Lane.
Okay.
Yeah, or the Shelf. It was all that going on. There was a lot. Listen, a lot of it still now. If for instance West Ham's playing Millwall, they have it arranged that they're going to meet and have massive punch-ups, mate. It's all that does happen, but they do at least keep that to themselves, away from it a bit. I'd say nowadays, it's not so much. You get a little bit of like screaming and shouting, we're the North Bank, we're the Park Lane and all, but it don't really go off so much in the football grounds now.
Okay. So they arrange it, do they?
Oh, they do. They have meets. They have massive.
So when they have a meet, what do they do? Do they have a fist fight?
Oh, mate. Well, you know
or do
what?
they hit each other with weapons?
Anything. That's
Really?
that's the thing. Like, not being funny. Not that I want to fight you, Muck. I'll be good.
But someone could die, couldn't they?
Exactly. And people get severely hurt.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, it's crazy, mate. Listen, not being funny. We was always taught if we was having a fight back in the day, we do the best with these. You'd have that. Get beat like you be mates afterwards, almost.
Yeah, but not kill each other.
No, mate. It's you know, them days. At least I say that they do keep it away from the ground.
Yeah.
They
So
keep it away.
So Terry, when you was in the pitch playing football, did it go off in the crowd? Did you see it?
It did occasionally.
Did it affect the game?
I'll tell you, two massive games.
Did you have to stop?
Well, if you took the final game, I'm up there and I'm watching the old Bill hit our supporters.
Across the edge, yeah. We're trying
No,
to...
but up about 8 tiers, about 50 foot up, and they're smashing into them and knocking our supporters down across seats and everything.
Really?
And we're playing a European Cup final.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
But it was the old Bill, and Bill went to me, Bill Nicholson, he went, what the fuck are our supporters doing? Look at them. I went, Bill, that ain't our supporters, it's the old Bill.
Old Bill.
I said, they're hitting them.
Yeah.
They was fucking falling down by the
So
dozen.
why were they hitting them? To prevent it happening?
No, there was obviously a skirmish between the final, like
Yes.
the Dutch people and our supporters. But the old builds took it on themselves to go in and say, you're the
Spurs,
visitors,
yeah.
you
And
caused the trouble.
and that did back in the day happen
It was
a lot.
wrong. It was wrong.
Yeah.
But that was on that side of it,
Yeah.
And as I say, I actually stopped a game once. I can't think of the away team. The geezer in the crowd, I went to take a throw and he shouted, Terry, I looked round, it's one of our support. He went, we're getting stabbed over here, they got knives. So I threw the ball down, went, referee.
Stop the game.
And he went, I went, look, there's fucking aggro there. I said, they'll come down to see us play, they're getting stabbed. So he got a bomb and about 10 to 15, old Bill went up there.
Stopped it, yeah?
Yeah, well, the old Bill went up and stopped it. But what I'm saying,
Yeah, you
we
saved
didn't
lives
have a
there.
clue about that at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, of course.
But football ain't important when things like that are
No,
happening.
of course not.
That's much more.
No, that's crazy, yeah.
But the greatest pleasure for a player is like, for me, was when the Spurs supporters took the North Bank.
Yeah.
When we lost 5-0 to Arsenal, we then played the return at Highbury.
I remember that.
And all you could hear is one Liam Brady, one Terry Naylor. Then all you could hear was one Terry Naylor.
Yeah.
We took it, we're taking it. And I get letters to this day
From that game?
thanking me for coming over and clapping them and saying thanks very much to get
That's
behind
brilliant.
them.
Oh, that's
To
brilliant.
this day, I'll get
That's
letters.
brilliant,
Yeah.
Terry, brilliant.
But they never forget people, Jim. Never forget.
That's fantastic. Your job wasn't to score goals, was it?
No, it wasn't. But I used to score goals in training regular.
You did,
So
yeah?
for some reason, it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the only goal I scored was in the semi-final League Cup, which is the derby game against Chelsea.
So-
And to put us 2-1 up.
Must have
And it
felt
was
good.
with my left foot, Jim. I
Yeah.
must have been from me to you,
How did
That
it feel,
quick,
mate?
yeah?
the goal. No, I'm saying the goal. I could have missed,
Yes,
really,
yeah.
could I?
How was it, Mucker? How was that?
The feeling,
Oh.
the back hairs on
Yeah.
the back of your neck go wallop and the old syrup falls
Was
off.
you playing against Ozzy then?
Yeah, he played, Peter Osgood.
He's a pretty good player,
Peter
wasn't he?
Osgood's a terrific player. We was the better side on the
Yeah,
night.
you done them. Where'd you do it?
We lost 3-2,
Okay.
but at Tottenham we drew 2-2. But they was the better side. I didn't play in the return because
Okay.
Stevie was fit. I come in for Stevie.
Yeah.
But it was a doddle for me in the game. But we should have won it handsomely, really. But scoring goals is, I think, if you score a few goals, then you get used to it. And as I say, I went outside more than inside.
Okay.
And maybe I'd have gone inside. It just didn't occur to me, really.
Yeah.
And in training, I used to get goals like there was no tomorrow. So
So why was that, do you think, Till?
All it can be to me, it must be the pressure of the game.
Yeah.
You don't want to take that chance.
Terry, we come to the end of your time as your career in Tottenham Hotspurs, and you're wearing a tie. So tell us, what was that like when you sort of retired? I know what it's like myself, but what was it like?
Well, I didn't retire because I went to Charlton. But
Yes.
I knew I was leaving Spurs. And for that last 18 months or six, I mean, the last year I was playing in the reserves, but I was bringing youngsters on, and I was enjoying that. Like
Yeah.
we got them playing. Like
Yes.
their standard was getting better because of me, because I
Yes.
was letting them do more things.
Yeah.
Like I had a bit of coaching say and all
Yeah.
with Peter Shreve. But you got to think, mate. You're yesterday's hero,
Of course,
and you
yeah.
move on. The great thing for me, it'll always be in my record. Much as I love Spurs,
Yeah.
I had 315 games. I love everything I did about Tottenham, and the supporters, I can't say enough for them. When I went to Charlton, we got promotion. I was the only player he bought, and the following year, I got a personal award, Player of the Year. Once you get that, Jim, it's like Boxer of the
Yeah,
Year.
it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no one can take that away from you.
Not ever.
Yeah.
Not ever.
And that's so to me. Although I left Tottenham, I'd still risen for promotion and then one Player of the Year. So I still had 2 really good years left in me. And the
Lovely.
next year I broke my leg right at the start of the season. So
You signed for Charlton 1980. How did it come about, and what was the transfer fee?
I think the first question, it was time really to leave Spurs for me. I'd have 13, 2 as an amateur and 11 as a professional. Great years.
That's fantastic.
Great years at Tottenham. And I was a bit gutted, but everything comes to an end one day, Jim.
Of course it does, Till, yeah.
And Keith Burnshaw said, you know, Charlton's been in for you. I was going to go to Crystal Palace at one time with Terry Van. He said, Charlton's been in for you, Mike Bailey. So I went to see Mike Bailey. There was no price, no transfer fee.
Free transfer.
But I instead of 500, I was on £600 a week.
Yeah.
But getting the thing was to say, I've still got more in me.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And that's what I feel more about than anything. That I could still produce well.
Yeah.
The greatest team to me in the world.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, but Charlton was great to me. They was great. And as I say, went over there with Stevie. They treated us like royalty.
Unbelievable.
And you know, fabulous.
Even
people.
today they treat you.
Yeah, we still
it
go
wasn't
back
that
there.
long
Yeah,
ago we went over there.
Okay. Yeah. So Terry, you broke your leg playing against West Ham, and it was Frank Lampard.
Yeah, Frank put the tackle in. What happened was we was attacking West Ham, and the centre forward should have put the ball away, but the goalie saved it, and it's come out. So I've come running in, and as I've hit it, Frank's just blocked the ball there, and my tibia's gone over like that, so it's gone. So no dirtiness about
it wasn't
at all.
vicious. It was
just a
terrific,
terrific tackle.
Yeah.
He blocked my shot. Otherwise, I'd have had a clear shot of goal. With my record, I'd have probably missed.
Yeah.
But I'd have had a clear shot of goal. But I was out over a year with that injury. It was shocking. It was shocking, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But where they went wrong, I could have played on. They offered me a job. Well, while I was injured, coming back slowly, I took the youth team and the reserves. And we come fourth in the combination league, which is reserves.
Yeah.
Because I had my own way of training, and we won the London Youth Cup.
Oh, wow.
Lovely.
So I proved I could manage, and I liked managing. It was great.
So you could have gone into that.
Well, he pulled me, the manager, Lenny Lawrence, at that time, and he said, Terry, he said, how do you feel about if it don't work out with your leg, like coaching these boys, because you've done a great job? I went, yeah. So I said, but what's the Reddies then?
Yeah, of course.
He went, well, I said, you know, I'm on the same money. He went, nah. He said, listen, Terry, he said, I'll get £300 a week.
There's nothing.
No, he's the manager at fucking Charlton. So he went, so how can I have some... I said, but you're getting me, Len. Yeah, it sounded very like, what can I say, pushy for me to say, you're getting me, like,
you're telling me how good you are.
type of thing. No, but I'm saying, you know I can do it. I've done it. But he's saying, what can I do, Terry? I'm on 300, like, or 400, I think it was 400. So he says, so what can I do? So I went, okay then, so there's nothing there, is there? You can't do it.
After that, you had a short spell of a manager with Tonbridge Angels.
Yes.
Well, how was that?
It made you look on the different side of things, you know, where you've had it good all your life and everything's been rosy.
Yeah.
You go there and you find like you're taking a team of mediocre players and you've got to make them into better players, like so your attitude. Get a pig's ear and make it a silk purse.
Yeah,
it's nearly impossible, but you've got to try your best and get them. So what happened was, our book we needed 4 players. They said, okay, but can you have a look at what you got here first? Well, this team that I put out, they won 5-0, 6-1, like the 2 friendlies we had. And they went, oh, you don't need, it's the board, you don't need them. I went, listen, they're not going to come, they're not going to be good enough. I know who I want. These ain't going to be good enough. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, they wasn't. They didn't go with the money, they didn't want to give me the money. So
they didn't want to spend no money.
Yeah. But the higher I would go, Jim, the better I'll be. Because I'm used to playing with great players, very good players. Of course. So the quality players I can coach because I know what they can do.
Yeah, of course.
But with not so good players, it'd be a lot harder for me.
Yeah, I understand. You're going back to Spurs as an old player. What was it like the old, the last year at the old White Hart Lane?
Really touching. It was. You got the lump in your throat. You know, it brought back so many memories, and with so many players I played with.
Yeah.
And so many great people there. And to top it all off at the end of the night, we won the game, we beat Man United, which we didn't want to leave that stadium losing our last game.
Yeah.
It means so much to Steve, you know. When we walked out on the pitch, it was peeing down with rain. So me, being me, said, give me that umbrella. So the fellas announcing everyone coming out, but I got the umbrella. All the others have got fucking branded, went on the pitch. I've got a brolly, haven't I? So I've gone out there, and there was a rainbow.
Okay.
Across the pitch.
Did you make a wish?
Bill Nicholson's sand, please look after these boys
Yeah,
and all that,
yeah,
and these supporters.
Yeah.
It was. And you explained to me how did the rainbow ever come on that particular day?
Amazing, yeah.
It was marvellous, mate. It really was.
The new stadium, it's come to a fortune, isn't it? What do you think?
$1 billion.
$1 billion? So what do you think of that new stadium and the atmosphere there?
I honestly, Jim, can't talk about the money because I haven't got a clue what's in the bank. But no matter what you play, that is the greatest stadium I've ever seen.
That's what I've heard.
In the history of
good
football.
Footballing.
And some of the things they've got in there, they've got a bar that runs 100 metres along.
Yeah.
A
Longest bar in Europe.
Yeah. And fantastic. The atmosphere's there. I said, when you get a great home ground, you've got to intimidate the opposition.
Yeah,
and that's what you must
that ground
do.
does it.
Unfortunately, we haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But we've gone a bit soft because our record was better at Wembley,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But now, touch wood, we've got our house in order. People were getting a kick up the arse who wasn't doing it. Get out the club. If you don't want to play for the club, get out. You don't want to play for the club, get out. This is a great club.
Yeah.
With great supporters.
Okay.
You play here and you live and die by your results.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. To make us once again, make other teams.
Yes, definitely.
Make other teams terrified
Definitely.
to come there.
How about when we walked, me and you, because we got invited again from Terry. It was actually, Terry got a letter from Daniel Levy and he phoned me up and he said, I've got a game. We're going to go and see the second game ever at the new ground.
Okay.
Well, me and Tel, we walked up and it was like a bloody spaceship. It was in the middle of Tottenham.
It didn't look like a football
It's
ground.
unbelievable, right? And then the magical part, wasn't it, Mucker? As we walked, because we walked through to see the ground, the actual pitch. Oh, mate, well, we looked at each other. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
The atmosphere.
Oh,
Terry, see that pitch? What will they do with that pitch? It won't be just playing football, will it?
Well, they proved they could play American football.
So
in
they
it
put
now,
American
so
football.
By
It
turning it
turns
over.
over. Yeah.
So will they put concerts on there
Yeah.
to pay the bill?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing to have, Jim. It's,
Yeah.
it's a sign of the new times.
Yeah.
You can't stay with the old times.
No, that's finished,
You've got to progress, and this is a good progression, I think.
Coming up, there's boxing definitely going to be happening there.
Yeah,
I'm told it
that's-
already.
yeah.
You've already got an arrangement with the American football, 4
That's
games
gonna
a
happen,
season.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
happening already. They've already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's concerts. I
Concerts,
reckon
yeah.
the acoustics. Remember the right hand side. There's one
Yeah.
place, 17,000 it holds.
yeah.
And I don't know if you know, but in Germany there's a football team. They called it the yellow wall. We're actually called the white wall.
Okay.
And it is absolutely brilliant. And at a press of a button, so we ain't got to use our pitch to ruin it. A press of a button,
Comes over.
It turns over.
Takes about
and-
an hour, I think, doesn't it,
Oh,
to
just
come over.
unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's there.
Unbelievable.
It's technology going forward is fantastic,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's something.
Yeah,
so a
it's-
football pitch becomes a rugby pitch,
Yeah.
or
And,
American
no,
football pitch.
You're right, rugby. There's also that. They're
Yeah.
actually holding the rugby ashes.
Yeah.
At that ground.
Steve, what's the stadium like for you as a supporter? What does it make you feel like?
Well, the only word on that part is only one word: proud. You know, we was at White Hart Lane holding roughly 36,000. We're now holding 63,000. They've got their own in there for the supporters. Yeah, we've got our own brewery, we've got our own bakery. As we just said, we've made history by the longest bar in Europe.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely magical. I feel, honestly, I've been lucky enough.
And the
I've been-
VIP rooms are fantastic, aren't they?
Oh, mate,
You
absolutely.
know, where the ex-players and the guests
Oh,
go,
yeah.
absolutely outstanding. You know what really choked me was Gascoigne.
Oh, he's brilliant, wasn't he? I thought he was brilliant. No?
No, as a player.
As a
Don't get me
player.
wrong, I'm talking about on the night. As a player,
Oh.
absolutely unopposable.
Brilliant.
Probably
Brilliant. One of the best.
dog. As a person, he's a dog, Jim.
Really?
Yes. And, well, I'll just give you an instance. I know what I've heard about him and things that's happened and all that. He got on the pitch to play, right? What was he going? 3 mile an hour, Steve? He couldn't run. He's walking. He got a ball, he lost it. He couldn't be somewhere and he come off after about 10 minutes.
This is the
I feel
second
sorry
game.
for him. He should never have gone out there
embarrassed
because
himself.
he don't go on that pitch because you've been great. You know, you've been great. Now you can't do it for
Yeah, you
whatever
gotta stop.
reason. Got to stop, Jim.
Of course you have.
He went up for an autograph up with Stevie.
Yeah.
And what did he say to you?
He said, "Don't you see I'm with my family?" And I said, "Oh, okay." Everyone else, all the famous people.
It's a VIP lounge, so
Yeah.
everyone's... The team we played, Inter Milan,
Yeah.
they've got world-class, about 5 or 6 world-class players.
Yeah.
They all picked up, yeah,
Yeah, of course, certainly.
And guess
sad.
what?
People like Klinsmann, right now, that's a great player.
Yeah.
Klinsmann, yeah, the German, yeah.
Yeah. No problem at all, sir.
Yeah.
Everyone, anyway, how it worked out in the end, it was embarrassing because a girl that was in his company, she said, "I just heard that." She said, "Give me a couple of minutes." I really felt like saying,
Forget it.
stick it where the
Yeah,
sun
of
don't
course,
shine.
yeah.
But you know
There's
what?
no need to be horrible,
I wanted
is
it
there?
signed because
No,
I was raising
Be
money
nice,
for,
been a great
for
player.
a charity.
Be a nice man.
Oh, horrible,
You know?
man. Horrible.
The years I've played football through my life and everything,
Respectful,
anything
yeah,
like
respectful,
that,
yeah.
Jim, I am nothing without being a nice human being. That's what my first
course,
thing
yeah,
is.
of course.
Be a nice person and be remembered as a nice person.
Yeah, yes.
And that's it. Not be horrible.
Yeah.
I've got no time for
Can I
them.
say, I was in a pub with him. I'd been out with another football. He went to Tottenham, and we was in a VIP box again, right? When we come back, he was playing. You know, like as a kid, you played musical chairs.
Yeah.
He told the DJ do musical optics, and he was hitting it. And every time he stopped, he'd have 2 things.
Yeah.
What is that about? I mean, that's pathetic.
Right, let me tell you what I think it is. I think it is he can't handle not being in the limelight anymore.
Maybe that's what
That's
it is.
exactly
He's
right.
got nothing else that he's
Yeah.
good at that he can
Says-
do.
says that's
Exactly.
So he
right.
goes on that,
Yeah.
or he goes insulting people.
Yeah, no, totally. No, you're right, yeah.
Horrible.
Don't give up. Come
No.
back. You might find something around the corner. Who knows?
Yeah, you know, he
that
could
you're
teach
good
someone.
at. That you're good at.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
been given so many chances and all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People actually helping him with money.
The Spurs supporters love him.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
love him dearly.
Yeah.
But you've got to be a nice man.
He's horrible,
He's not a nice man.
No, no.
He's not a nice man.
Yeah, Terry, yeah, tell us about the future of Tottenham and the players now. And you mentioned Dele. Is it Dele?
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli, yeah,
yes.
which I don't know from the football, but I watch him and he's a very good player.
Yes. We go Tottenham at the moment. I mean, it looks like they've got this new kid coming goal. Give him a chance. He's made some good saves in games, and he's going to make a couple of mistakes along the way. We got a right back Urio, or I thought was going to struggle,
Yeah.
who's impressed me. Since Mourinho's been there, I know it's only like a week or so, he looks a different player.
Yeah.
He looks much more positive. If no one's going past him, so he does his defensive job and he comes forward. I think he made a goal the other night and scored one.
Scored.
But terrific.
Yep.
On the other side, we've got Danny Rose. Danny Rose, I can't keep putting
He's a
up...
good player, isn't he?
Was a good player, but I can't keep putting excuses up why he ain't storming forward and delivering that final ball. Because once you're in possession, Jim, hit it into areas where you can hurt other teams.
Yeah.
Danny Rose is too interested in the moment in rucking about racism.
I know,
don't
but that's
blame him.
what's
I
fucking him
don't
up.
blame him, but to continue it and continue it,
It's fucked you
it's
up.
gone.
Yeah,
It's gone. You know,
forget it.
we're all the same. We're playing in the game tonight. Let's just play.
Play football, yeah.
Yes.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
We dislike anyone
Yeah.
who's racist. We do.
Of course.
And we've played with black people all our lives.
Yes,
and
me
they've
too. I
played with
boxed
us.
with- boxed with loads
It's
of them.
life. It's part of
Brilliant,
life.
yeah, yeah.
So get on with it. You're going to get the rough with the smooth, but you don't stop. You keep going.
No, I think
So
the
I'm,
same as you.
I'm
totally.
looking for Danny Rose to improve quite a bit.
Yeah.
The Tongan, class, absolutely class, with Altawaldi, who plays with Toby, they call him. They're 2 very good centre-halves and all, but haven't been producing. Mourinho's got to get more out of him and say, do you want to be at this club? Because it doesn't look
If you
like
don't,
it.
on your bike.
You're not
Yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah, definitely.
The other kid, Sanchez, got plenty of pace, strong as a lion, doesn't read the game.
Yeah.
But he might learn to read the game playing with one of them. So we'll see. Midfield's a problem. We got no holding player. I know he's
Okay.
put Dyer in there the last couple of games and he's done okay in the first game and okay, not too bad the other
Okay.
night. You've got to have another player with him holding. We're too attacking at the moment.
Okay.
We are far too attacking because we get away with it at home, but we won't away from home.
Yes, because they know the points. yeah.
Right. So then we got Son, we got Dele Alli on. We got Son on one and Mora
Mora.
on the right. Tremendous pace, the pair of them. But when the opposition's got the ball, this is what I'm saying, we're away from home, they've got to come back and tuck in.
Yeah.
They've got to also have that defensive job.
Yeah.
You can't just go gun-ho and steam up the field.
No, you're right.
So, as a formation, Harry Kane, and leave Son up with him, but Debbie Alley, he will come through the gaps. Great reader of the game, the kid. Terrific potential. He's got to stop now wanting to nutmeg people rather than score 3 goals.
Yeah, okay.
Get the goals, and then you can start nutmeg people.
Okay.
Because he's got that ability, Debbie Alley.
Okay.
I mean, he's perspectively
I've seen he's brilliant,
a terrific player.
He's brilliant, yeah.
But he's got to score more goals. That should be his
That's
thing.
his job, yeah.
Yeah, we got to sort out. Mourinho is one thing, we've mentioned this earlier, but hopefully, mate, I see a future there. But he's got to organise it right. We can't be too gun-ho away from home.
No, totally.
That's the problem.
Yeah, totally. Steve, was you ever a ball boy at Tottenham?
I've got to be honest, never was. And as far as playing football, got to say, I was bloody useless. I was always the last one to be picked.
Yeah.
Always in goal.
Yeah.
But I've got to say about this ball boy that you're talking about, you know what? I loved it. I absolutely loved it. We scored a great goal by this boy that was obviously watching the game properly and was quick enough to pass the ball to be thrown to then the next pass to Mora to put the ball across. Mourinho actually went up to the kid, and give him a cuddle.
He's playing next week.
Well, he could be. He's doing the throw-ins. No, but you know what? It was lovely.
It was lovely.
It was lovely. And he said, Mourinho, he was going to take him into the dressing room, like to meet all the players.
Yeah.
But he was that quick. He was gone. But he was that quick. He was gone. Yeah.
Terry, I'm not going to ask your age. You look 22.
Thank you very
But
much.
do you miss the game?
I miss it every day. Every day.
The passes you miss, yeah, and the running down the wing.
The old thing, Jim. Like you've been a boxer, I know you miss it every day.
Of course I miss it.
I think that's the art of sportsman who's is in the game, you know, and I do miss it.
It's like getting out there and doing it.
Yes,
and you love it. Yeah,
you can't beat doing it. Can
no,
you?
You can't beat doing it. No.
If only we had a couple of 2 new legs each, Jim.
We go out there.
Yeah, we go and do the business.
So Terry, I know you told me about your life. You're a very modest person too, because you told me you became a postman after you played at that level.
Yes.
You went and become a postman, which I think's fantastic.
And
I think,
and
you're proud of being that, and you're proud.
Yes, because I'm earning a living, and someone in the post office said, "That's Terry Naylor." There were 3 of them talking. You, Terry? I went, yeah. They went, "What are you doing being a postman?" I said, "Well, I ain't a good thief."
Yeah,
you know, what do you want me to do? I finished football. I can't. That's the problem. The problem with footballers or I still think is, maybe not so much now because the money they're getting. All
£300 a week?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
£600,000 a week?
When they turn it in, they probably won't have to work.
No, of course not. No,
they won't have to work.
But good luck to them because progress
Terry,
goes up.
If they don't have to work, something will happen to their life because I think to live an healthy life, you have to keep going, yeah?
Yeah, you do.
Your body, yeah?
You've got to have some meaning.
Keep the brain going.
Yeah, keep the brain
I
going.
was saying earlier, you come out of one thing, find something else you might be good at. You don't know what it is, do you? No.
Terry, I went down to the Globe the other night, which I thought was a great place.
Oh, it is a lovely place,
And the people in there, some of them were lost, but they are found.
Yes.
They are found.
Yeah, you're right.
And they're mucking in, and they're talking to you like they're your old buddies, and they.
Yeah.
And I see a few people singing there, and I thought, well, some of them couldn't sing, but it didn't matter. They enjoyed themselves.
Exactly.
But you did get up and you did give a song.
It's another. We was just speaking about Paul Gascoigne not having anything to do. I've stopped football, obviously. I've come out of the post office. Now I find I've been singing since about 1995.
Fantastic.
But I only sung one song, Mac the Knife. I used to sing that about sort of every time I went out. Then I got another song. Then I got another song. Now I know 25 songs. Now I can get up there and stand there and actually do that. Go for it. I could do an hour easy.
Yeah.
Which I do in the Globe.
I know I said that I was leaving, but I just couldn't say goodbye. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kick stomping on a dream, but I final world, it keeps spinning around.
It's a lovely thing to be able to sing. You can express yourself.
Of course you can.
And some of these songs, we say My Way, Let Me Try Again,
Yeah.
That's Life. The feeling you get in your heart, and you're singing from your
Yeah.
heart because you realise the words, what they mean.
Yeah, of course.
You really do.
Terry, Steve, great night talking to you. And carry on singing, Terry. Think about doing an album.
Yeah.
He could be your manager.
Yeah.
Give him a few quid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep it in the family. That's what you got to think about.
Jim,
Tell.
our pleasure, mate.
Always.
And one thing we both want to say then, can you back us?
I know Bacchus, there's a pub
No, put
there.
the money in.
backers.
Can you put the readies in?
Well, if I make a few more of these, maybe I can.
But if there's nothing shaking, come this year July, I'm gonna roll myself up in a big boat and die.